What's going on? It's the motherfucking delegation. I am the alpha, the omega. You mix that shit, put that shit together. You already know it's me, Omega.
This is true.
It's Nelly Nell. Name so nice I had to say it twice.
Very nice.
What's going on?
What's up, yo?
Guys?
Happy belated Father's Day to Mega Father over here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
How was your Father's Day?
It was good. You know, it was my family did a little something for me. They got me some gifts. And then like my in-laws, I went over to their place, had dinner with them.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do they like you?
Oh, they like me a lot. Right? They see a certain side of me that, you know, like obviously like I'm not like wilding out. But
Yeah. Yeah, it's always like that weird. It's like you're always worried if the parents like you, right?
Oh, that was the biggest thing, man.
Yeah, in any relationship.
Yeah, like I remember the first time I started dating my wife, and I went over, I think for Christmas.
Yeah.
Her uncle was like, "If you hurt my niece,"
Want the
and he's
speech?
like.
For real?
Yeah, right?
What the fuck?
It's funny too because when we got married, right? I was like, I guess you're not shooting me, huh?
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
But were you always good? Are you guys good with like meeting your like girlfriends, families and stuff?
Yeah,
Have you
yeah.
Have you been good with parents?
For sure. I think it's the way I was raised. Like, you know, like my parents would always be like, make sure you act right in front of like your elders or like, you know, other parents and whatnot.
Yeah, I was so from a young age you were always like always good with like elders.
Yeah, I would say yeah. For the most part, I am. Yeah.
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 Until
Never know any issues or anything like that.
until your wife calls you out on your wild side.
Yeah, it's funny too because it's like when I'm there, right? Like her mom will like give me compliments.
Yeah.
And then my wife will like roll her eyes and be like,
For real?
Yeah, she's like, that's not really him. Like he just put on a show for you.
For real?
Yeah. Right.
Like she'll call you out like that in front of
Yeah, sometimes she will. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so, like are you guys different in front of like parents and things you say?
Yeah. I mean, you're a lot
Or
more
like
polite
elders?
and stuff like that for sure. Like it's a normal stuff, right? Like,
Yeah.
You do need to have a filter. I mean, it is something that's instilled in you by your parents,
Yeah.
right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't really disrespect your elders. Elders is like something you have to respect,
Yeah,
even
yeah,
without
yeah,
reason,
yeah,
type
yeah,
of
yeah.
shit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So do you think that's just in the benefit of Asian culture that we're able to respect our elders that way? Because you see like some people that like how they are around like older people or other people's parents. It's like, damn, man, it's like chill a little bit.
I think you know what it's like. I feel like Asian, like the older generation, they treat the youth in a certain way. Right? So you
Okay.
give them that respect.
Yeah.
So it's like the older I got, I'm more like, you know what? If you give me respect, I'll give you respect.
Okay,
right?
I
I
got
can't just
you.
respect you for no reason.
Yeah.
Right. I firmly believe that now that I'm older.
Okay.
Right. Like if someone's gonna treat me like shit just because they're older, I'm not gonna give them respect.
Yeah,
like
I got
in Korean
you.
culture, it's very. If you have like an older guy, right?
Yeah.
It's like you call him hyung. That's the
Yeah.
proper way of. And
Okay.
then you're extra attentive to his needs, like whatever. Like you pour his drink.
Yeah.
You do certain things for him, right?
Yeah.
And like I'm Korean, so like I should respect that, but at the same time too, it's like I don't know you,
Yeah.
right? If you treat me like shit, I'm not gonna respect you.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Yeah, because I agree. Like when I was younger,
Yeah.
like say like I always had like it's like, oh, I can't do this.
Right.
Like I gotta be this certain way.
For sure.
Like no matter what. But then as I got older, it's like, yo, I'm a fucking grown ass man too. Like
Yeah.
Right.
if you treat me one way, it's like you're gonna get it straight back. I have
Definitely.
no filter with that, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Like you can easily. I find like I can easily flip the switch.
Yeah.
Like I can be nice, but then like you can say like one thing or like run me off the wrong way, and like,
Right.
I'll treat you completely different.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Right? I remember I went to this one bar, right? And I get in there and I go to the bar, and then the owner of the bar is also serving drinks. And I'm like, oh, can I get a Corona? Right? He's like, hey, you Korean? I'm like, yeah. He's like, what year were you born? So I tell him what year I was born. Right? He's like, oh, I was born this year, so I'm older than you, right? He's like, you should call me Hyung, right? I'm like, what? I'm like, get me a fucking Corona. Yeah, right? I'm like, who the fuck are you, right?
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm a customer, right?
Yeah.
Like, you think I'm gonna do that shit?
Yeah.
Like, I don't even fucking know you at
Yeah.
all,
Yeah.
right?
Like he's demanding the respect.
Yeah, it's demanding the respect, right?
Yeah.
And that's like, it blew my mind,
Yeah.
right?
That's funny because like that traditional stuff is very evident in the Korean culture.
Yeah.
It's pretty resonated throughout the Asian culture.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's like heavily like really inputted into the Korean culture for some
Definitely.
reason.
Definitely.
Yeah. And like I've been in positions like that where like I feel kind of weird because I'm not Korean.
Right.
But like when someone like gives me that kind of treatment, I feel like it's weird. Like
Yeah.
for instance, when I went to Vietnam and I went to see my cousin's like my dad's age.
Right.
Because my dad's older and like whatever.
Yeah.
So his kid, what is that to me? My cousin's kid. What is that to me?
I don't even know.
Anyways.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Your
Anyways,
cousin?
my cousin is
Yeah.
like, when you have a cousin, you're pretty parallel. Like
Yeah.
cousins are
Yeah.
parallel,
Yeah.
right? But he has like 40 years on me.
Right.
So his kid is actually older than me,
Right.
but he had to like wait on me hand and foot.
Right. Because lineage, right?
Yeah, lineage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I found it so strange.
Yeah.
I didn't deserve its attention.
Right.
But it's like something he had to do.
Yeah.
You know, and I found it so strange even receiving it.
Yeah.
You know, and to
For
give
sure.
it, fuck no. There's
Yeah,
no
yeah,
way.
yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Exactly.
Fuck
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
But like, yeah, even it was just weird just receiving it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys think you'll implement that in your
I mean,
kids? Like carry that? Like,
Not
teach
as
them?
intense.
yeah, not as intense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely not. It's more like, it's if someone gives you respect, you give them respect.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And obviously, you treat your elder a certain way.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So yeah,
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, I do believe at some degree that the younger person has to go a little bit more above and beyond.
Okay.
Just kind of have more patience with that person.
Yeah.
But not
Right.
like so intense. Like,
Yeah,
what
yeah,
we're
yeah,
talking
yeah.
yeah,
about, right?
exactly.
Like not like to demand it from you.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna for sure if someone demands it, it's like, yo, who the fuck are you?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess like moving forward is just like just treat others how you want to be treated kind of thing.
I totally
Like
agree.
as cliche as that thing sounds, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
for sure.
So when your wife calls you out, do you feel that I guess you don't feel it yourself, but do you feel like you act completely different in front of like elders or your like your in-laws for your in-laws, I mean?
You know what? Yeah, I would say that I do. Right? Do I lose my authenticity?
Yeah.
Probably because I'm trying to win them over. Right?
Yeah. But you know
to a
what? We're all guilty of that, though.
Yeah,
We're
to
all
a certain
guilty of that.
extent, right?
We're all
At the
guilty
end,
of
you're
that.
trying to impress them too.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're trying to win
right?
them over.
Exactly.
So you
Yeah.
can't be like ass out trying to get drunk and
Exactly.
yeah,
Yeah,
yelling
right?
in their face trying to get
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
But do you think we're all guilty of that? Do you think like we have a different personality or we portray a different side of us to certain people?
Yeah. Oh, now that I think about it, yeah. Like I'm definitely different around you guys and my friends and like coworkers.
Huh.
Or like I would have to be a little bit more professional.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad thing. I don't think.
Right.
Just because the way like the question is phrased is kind of like almost frowned upon to be different.
Right.
But I don't think it's a bad thing to have different sides to you. It just makes you more. I don't know. It just makes you more intuitive to like other people's feelings
Yeah.
and like stuff like that too, right?
Yeah.
But like I was saying earlier too, like if I meet someone like a new group of people, I'm gonna be more catering towards them,
Okay.
and maybe not like I'm not gonna compromise my character,
Right.
but maybe agree to certain things I probably wouldn't agree with,
Right.
with like close friends.
Right.
But we're close friends if we're hitting like certain uncharted territory about certain things that I have no problem like telling them like what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
know what I mean?
Exactly.
So I don't know, you guys like the same way with that?
Yeah, I would say.
Yeah.
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 It's kind of weird because I don't think I act different,
Yeah.
but then that's just me judging myself though.
Right.
Like if like the way I see myself may be different than the way like you guys see me, right?
Exactly.
Do you ever like think of that like it's like I think I'm the same, but then someone will be like, yo,
See-
you're kind of different.
Yeah, but even to answer your question right there too, like I know 100% Jay sees you differently than the way I see you, and you see me differently than the way Jay sees me.
Huh.
100%.
Yeah.
And we're close, and we see each other all the time,
Yeah.
and we're all like pretty much on the same like wavelength.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But guaranteed that we all see each other individually differently.
And one thing to
100%.
go a little bit deeper, right? The way you think that true things about you may be different.
Yeah, you never
right?
thought of it
It's
like
like,
that.
oh, I wonder what this guy thinks about me. Maybe he thinks like this about me.
Yeah.
And you get that all throughout all your relationships, even with people you don't even know. Like, what do people think about you when they first see you? Let's say you're walking down the street and they see you. What would they think? Right? Even though they don't know you at all.
It's like they judge you not but just the way you look kind of thing.
Yeah, right? Everyone, like, you can get prejudged, I guess.
Yeah, that's
Right.
crazy. I never saw it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do you think
Because
it's kind of
because I think individually we're just wired differently, and we're wired differently in how we perceive people and like what we think of people. Like certain values of yours that maybe speak out a little bit more to me than it does to Jay. So maybe you mean more to me in this sense. But maybe,
okay.
maybe like Jay has a high regard in something else that I don't find
Yeah.
as high regard, but you have something that's over substance of that.
Yeah.
Then like maybe he sees you like in high regard in that sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So do you think you attract, like, say, like I'm good friends with Jay because of a certain quality trait that he attracts me to, but I'm closer to you in something else, so that's why we're closer in that sense. Do you think we automatically draw things out in someone that we are attracted to? That's why we're close to them.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Is that one way of looking at it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so because people are more close when they're more agreeable, obviously. Like you appreciate getting called out, getting like kind of like called out or like talking about certain things, obviously, right? It's good for growth, but you can't build on that because there's always just conflict.
Yeah.
Right.
And so you don't always seek that out with somebody.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that's crazy. I never thought of like that way of looking at it. Like you look at me differently than what True does.
Right.
Yeah.
So based on what you just said, right? I would say that when I was younger, I was more of like a yes person and agreed with more people to fit in. And I feel like that now that I've aged, it's like I'm kind of set in my ways where it's like, oh, if I don't believe what you're saying, like I'll argue with you or whatever.
Yeah.
Right. So I think the older I got, the more I became myself or found myself. Right.
So do you think as we get older, we're more authentically ourselves?
I think we convince ourselves we are.
Yeah.
To be honest,
Yeah.
you know, because they say by the time you're 30 that you already have you feel like you already have a fully formed personality.
Yeah.
It's already fixed.
Yeah.
You feel like you've been through enough in your life, that you've been too exposed through your life that you feel like you have everything figured out. You know, so when a situation arises or like someone comes into your life, you're like, oh, you already have remnants of like that trait of somebody in your head already. So then you're just like, oh, like this person's like, oh, he's a fuckboy. I don't need to know anything more about him. Just because he said something wrong or like something like he believes in something I don't believe in, then he's a fuckboy to me. But really, like that's just you convincing yourself like you're a certain way. You know, because they say so. The misconception is that personality is something that's innate and like set, right?
Okay.
Right.
But technically, who's to say that? Really, your personality can always change.
Yeah.
Right. But the reason why we think that is because as we get older, we don't go through more new experiences. We don't meet new people.
Okay.
And more importantly, we don't experience new emotions. You know what I mean?
Because you already gone through them all.
Exactly. So once you've gone through certain emotions, certain experiences, you feel like you have it all figured out. You know?
Yeah, that's crazy. So pretty much if you don't get along with someone, that's not necessarily the person, is just kind of on you then, by the way you're saying that. Because you already have that wired that like, okay, I can't fuck with this guy.
Yeah.
It might not necessarily be he's a fuckboy. It's just because you generated in your head that
Exactly.
like, he's a fuckboy.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like I feel like our personalities are not defined on what we kind of keep with ourselves and whatever, but it's more about the situations that like we're in.
Okay.
Like we react a certain way because of the situation. We don't react that way because of how we are. We react because of those situations that you're put in, and you always resort back to your default self because it's familiar.
Right.
So can you give an example? Like just like to get a clearer picture. Like,
I know what you're saying, but
like, can it be like in just like a gathering, like a small gathering or something? Like, can you base that like how you view it in that sense then, to give a clear picture for like me and the other viewers?
let's say